Hey everybody, it's Edwardo here with your Saturday DraftStream estimates update. And yes, the quants are still in control, the number crunchers, the optimizers. It's the Troika. Your boy, Swag Official, Jaybird, and Gamble24x7, the homie. And actually, just to clarify some things, I did admit that I was experimenting with using our perfect call sheet optimizer for a call sheet to see how it progressed through the weekend. And so that explains this score right here. Gamble24x7 has messaged me privately and said that he does not use an optimizer, just about an hour of good old research a week. And honestly, G24, that's why you're a legend. That's why you're the Cinema Draft all-time money winner. That's why you're currently second, only $100 behind in the DraftStream money winning, because you take this game so seriously, and we appreciate your hard work and efforts. It shows up. Practice? We're talking about research? We're talking about research? Yes, we're talking about research. And Jaybird, as suspected, my poker classmate, NE2 crew alumni, he does use an optimizer. So this actually is very fascinating to think that all along he's been optimizing his scores. It explains why he's so consistently good. And honestly, you love to see it. I mean, because the fact that there are weeks where he doesn't win shows that just pure number crunching is not the way to success in the DraftStream game. I mean, yes, you might win slightly above more than someone who doesn't research it, goes by their gut, but and also if going by this score, he took what was the optimal call sheet at time of near game lock, it doesn't account for changes throughout the week, and we'll get into that in just a moment. So we have two quants and just a pure game theorist up at top sharing the top spot, and G24's second call sheet less than 2 points behind, and so it's got room to run. Let's take a look at this call sheet, since we already know, because the perfect call sheet actually right now diverges from the top three, but we'll get to the top three real quick in a second. He needs some help in knots and crosses. What knocked this all down a peg was I'm thinking of ending things. That took a tumble, almost 20 points from 111 down to 93. But that affected everybody towards the top. But knots and crosses is his big differentiator. If he could get just a 6.5 in IMDb in knots and crosses, if this can tick up over the weekend to get to final results at 6.5, he can take the top spot with his second call sheet. Now these three up here that we've all arrived at, now while they were the statistical perfect call sheets at game lock, they are no more. Now the headliner stack of I'm thinking of ending things, headliner stack of Raised by Wolves, optimal stack of Robin's Wish, and a headliner each from The Boys and Undercover was the statistical solid play at game lock. But now look at the perfect call sheet. Yes, somewhat expected, but a little unexpected. Still has a heaping helping of Robin's Wish, a 5-pack, just one short of its max stack of 6. Headliner stack of The Boys, headliner stack of Raised by Wolves, and a headliner from Anthony. Surprising. 8,400 getting you 92.30 base score, 129 points for a headliner's score. Not bad. And I don't have much information on Anthony. It seemed kind of interesting. I watched the trailer. The Boys, it's off to a great start. Again, that show is just buck wild, and I'm enjoying it immensely. I don't think it has much more room to grow. You're at 117 on The Boys. It's a known property. Season 1 was a bit of a slow burning hit, but it was a hit nonetheless. It looks like Amazon Prime this year has rolled out just the first 3 in episodes, and now will be trotting out an episode a week because they want to prolong the conversation. They want to get it the exposure it deserves. So I mean, 8.9 is pretty solid. Maybe it ticks up some. I don't think you can get higher than 9.2, to be honest with you, for those first 3 episodes. Yeah, so don't expect much movement from The Boys over the weekend. And all the critics who've seen it are going to see... I mean, Metacritic, man, just some tough customers. 80? That's the best you can do? 80? Seriously? All right. Whatever. And actually make sure I got that right. Yep, 80. There we go. 80% and 80%. Okay. I'm not saying The Boys is infallible. It's not for everybody. It's very, very, bloody and gutsy, but it's very subversively smart, snarky, very meta. I really enjoy it. I do. What else? So who outside of... And occupying the top 6 spots are the same 3 players. Now, Henner YYZ, our champion from 2 weeks ago. What does he need to do to close the gap? Well, he's going to need a lot of help. Sounds seemed like a pretty solid punt play. For 5.2K, you're getting 78. That's not bad. Having double day players is going to hurt. Although, if you wanted to have a day player, Robin's Wish is the one you wanted as per the perfect call sheet. And I know this looks like it's probably all he could afford, but I still probably would have tried to find my way to some sort of headliner with the remaining 5,700 you had left in this slot. Raised by Wolves was shrewd. I like this 3-pack. Definitely outkicking its coverage. 9,300, getting you 147 points. It's got to be like, what's that? 15x, almost 16x value. Excellent. What's dragging down your call sheet, Henry, is love guaranteed. Now, I said I'd give it half an hour, and that's exactly what I did. Actually, I gave it 40 minutes. And look at all that beautiful Seattle scenery. I love it, but it's terrible. It's well, you know what? Okay, I've seen worse things. But I did give it a 3. I quit after 40 minutes. It's about all it deserves, to be honest with you. And Rachel Lee Cook, she looks great. It looks like she's having a good time. Damon Wayans Jr. is fine, but I mean, this is just like the supporting characters are awful. Even by Netflix rom-com standards, this thing doesn't measure up. Set It Up would run circles around this. Hell, even well, no, not The Perfect Date. That was just okay. But that other Noah Centineo, To All the Boys I've Loved Before, totally would run circles around this. As far as both leads and supporting characters, it's just not what you want. And as much as I enjoyed picking out in the 40 minutes I watched, what was Seattle and what was Vancouver, because they totally filmed this in Vancouver, BC, which is where they go when they can't afford Seattle. I just couldn't do it. And 40 minutes out of a 91-minute movie is damn near half. So I gave it a good shot. All right. So I don't think, sadly, Henner, YYZ, you have any chance of catching up, because this score is earned. It's below a default score. Who gave it the lowest score? Yeah, that's... Now, Google has yet to weigh in, but, I mean, I don't see it being higher than maybe... Well, yeah, I don't know. Google can always surprise us, but if this gets like a 60... Let's say it gets a 65. Yeah, you're still not even jumping up a slot to get past Jaybird. So, I mean, never say never. I mean, hell, the Draft Mom won last weekend. I thought that'd never happen in my lifetime. So, anything can happen in this game, and that's why it is a 4-day game. But we shall see. We shall see. But not looking good for Love Guaranteed. Love is not guaranteed for this title this weekend. Other interesting call. Let's take a look at our girl, Steph Lova. Lil Stevie! Steph Torres, our guest this week on the Cinema Draft podcast, representing the Baranski Slacks, or the Slack Baranskis. There we go. And what's going on with her call sheet? Away. Now, I watched the first episode of Away last night, and that is a very competent pilot. Very well put together. Strangely emotional. From the beginning, like they really are going for your jugular. Like I think I described it as emotional cardiothoracic surgery on your heart. I mean, they're going for it. Hilary Swank looks great in this. She looks the part as far as like an astronaut who has this family at home. She's trying to. The basic premise is that she's trying to lead the first manned mission to Mars, and we catch up with her on the moon, which is like kind of like the way station for refueling and then going off to Mars. So it's very interesting. A lot of, I mean, Josh Charles is great as her husband. I mean, it's the premise is really well done. Dissension in the ranks, all that good stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing more. I'll probably watch a few more episodes this weekend. But like I said, this is a tough weekend. Now, I did mention how I might be lured away by the new NBA 2K coming out. Well, that's not happening. I'm not saying they stole my money, but they kind of stole my money. They literally changed one major thing in the gameplay, which is like the shooting, which made it a little more difficult. And other than that, it's just like they slapped on 21 on the 20 on the NBA 2K. I mean, they didn't even bother to update the rosters. I mean, my God, it's just so lazy. Anyways, yeah, we'll hope for an update patch on that. That's neither here nor there. So Parfait DM, aka Steph Torres, Lil Stevie. I like the Raised by Wolves. I'm thinking of ending things, although it did take a tumble. This now, I mean, is it even earning out? I don't know. I mean, 130 points on 10.2 in salary. Okay, 12.74 value. So it's met value, but it's not crushing value. Every week to win this game, because we have the quants, because we have the game theorists, because we have the luck boxes. Sorry, Mom. We're gonna need a little more than 12.7x out of your headliner. This right here is a nice wild card. This is Power Book 2 Ghost is the wild card. And honestly, it's not even so much of a wild card and it's priced this high because Power, the original series, is so popular. I mean, I'm looking forward to this. And we actually might have, even though this debuts Sunday night. No, actually, did this? Oh, I labeled this wrong. My bad, y'all. This should not have been 9.4. This should have been... Oh, wow. Material change. Sorry, everyone. This should have been set for 9.6. This is a Sunday debut. And actually stars, I believe... Yeah, let me make sure I got that correct. Yeah, series premiere tomorrow. So, oops, sorry about that, y'all. Hope it didn't affect your strategy any. Oops. Anyways, Ghost Power Book 2 Ghost. That's a mouthful. Power Book 2 Ghost. It's like I said, it's got some popularity. It is known. This is following the son of the lead character in the first series, Tariq. St. James, there we go. Tariq St. James, played by Michael Rainey Jr., who the jury's still out on him as an actor. I mean, he's excellent in the role of Tariq. We hate this kid. He's the most hateable kid since Joffrey. Like, literally, I mean, he would trend late Saturday nights when Stars would drop on the Stars app the show early, because we would just hate this kid so much. He's evil incarnate. But now the show's built around him, so it'll be interesting to see how people respond to it. But if people are Power diehards like myself, we're gonna show up for this movie, or for the show. We're gonna show up for it. We're probably rate it highly. He's excellent as Tariq. I saw him in a Netflix movie as a basketball player as the lead, and he was terrible. So like I said, jury's still out on how good an actor he is, but in this role, he's great. Having him be the lead, I mean, this isn't even like a Tony Soprano situation where it's like, we know he's a bad guy, but he might have some good tendencies. As far as I can tell, Tariq St. James is evil incarnate. So it'll be interesting to see how they play this out. Mary J. Blige is also in this. I have no idea what her role is. Stars seems to have kept a lid on this as far as no advanced reviews. So, but I'm pretty sure it's going to do well past its default score. So hang in there, little Stevie. Although I don't think you have enough in the. I mean, people are discovering Away. Away still may improve its score, but it's going to need to make a real leap between now and final results Monday, 12 p.m. Pacific time, in order for you to make up that distance. But I like the general construction of this call sheet. I do. And although I'm thinking of ending things, the tumble it took, honestly, is somewhat anticipated. That's why it's I put 10,200 in salary for it. Even though we had scant advanced scores on it, it's Charlie Kaufman. He's a heady type of dude. He has some really, mind-bending, genre-bending stuff to his films. I was honestly shocked that it performed so well at the beginning. I think I went on record with that last podcast. So this is kind of more like kind of coming down to earth. All right, and Brown Baby, mom, defending champion. Yeah, bad boy billionaires. Her optimal stack is just hurting her. Otherwise, this is a pretty solid call sheet. But the fact that she did not catch that crucial piece of intel before cobbling together her call sheet is going to cost her a slot in the top 5 this week. If she'd taken those 4 slots and given them over to a full stack of Robin's Wish, we could be talking something totally different. And yes, and then the perfect lowball call sheet also right now matches Jaybird's call sheet. But let me tell you something about Jaybird's call sheet. And this is why optimizers are good to start, good as thought starters to get you started on your way. But he is definitely not winning with this call sheet, the lowball call sheet this week, because like I said, power, having a day player stack of Power, Book 2, Ghost, I mean, this thing is going to do, I would gather it'd be in the 90s. So that's going to blow it out the water, leaving room for my call sheet to take over. And if I win the lowball this week, then I will take that $10 and roll it into next week's total prize pool to give $40 to first, $20 to second. All right, so I mean, and we may start seeing some scores from, even though it debuts tomorrow night, Power, Book 2, Ghost. Let's call it Ghost. Even though Ghost premieres tomorrow night, if Stars holds true, they're going to have this ready on the Stars app and on streaming services by 9 p.m. Pacific tonight. And especially the Labor Day weekend, too. I think some people are dropping their stuff a little early anyways. So look for some scores start registering. So by the time we do Sunday update this time tomorrow, of which there will be no pod, look for this to already register into the gameplay. And then also Madagascar, A Little Wild. I'm not sure if anyone even has this in their call sheet. This doesn't debut until Monday, technically, so it should be up on streaming by 12 p.m. Pacific time, or 12 midnight Pacific time on Sunday night. So if that's in anyone's call sheets, this still may, I mean, it was a gamble to begin with, but this still could come into play. All right, so that's going to do it for now. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll be back with another pod on Monday with final results sometime after 12 p.m. Pacific time. And then check your emails tomorrow, sometime after 12 p.m. Pacific time, for the Sunday estimates update and see if there's any Sunday movement. Thanks, everybody.